This is The Scoop for Friday.
I'm Lisa Marzilli with the WMNF News headlines. The proposed constitutional amendment to legalize weed in Florida has gotten bipartisan support, including from former President Donald Trump. WMNF's Chris Young reports the Hillsborough County Black Chamber of Commerce talked about the pros and cons of legalization during a panel discussion on Wednesday.
Around 24 people, many of whom champion weed, gathered in Riverview to hear from 5 marijuana experts. Joshua Montiero is an attorney who uses pot to treat his post-traumatic stress disorder.
So that's all we're saying is, why are you regulating something that in plenty of states is legal, that it's not as bad as alcohol? Sometimes alcohol can be 10 times worse, and that it disproportionately putting away black and brown people.
Yamira Pinero, CEO and founder of hemp company Curalife, was the only person on the panel in opposition to the pot referendum.
We have an option that's federally legal and state compliant cannabis already that might not be as strong as medical marijuana or recreational, but it offers relief.
Either way, voters will decide in November whether Florida will join 24 other states and Washington, D.C. in legalizing marijuana. Chris Young, WMNF News, Riverview.
A 15-year-old boy was arrested yesterday by Tampa police after he was found with 2 loaded guns on the grounds of Blake High School. According to a news release, the guns were found during a search of students who were caught vaping in a school restroom. Police said they found a .45 caliber and 9mm handgun in one of the teen's backpack. The teen was charged with 2 counts of possession of a weapon on school grounds and was taken to a juvenile assessment center. Detectives are working to determine how the guns were obtained. Jurors in the Uhuru 4 federal trial found all 4 defendants guilty of conspiracy. African People's Socialist Party Chair Omali Yeshitela, Penny Hess, and Jesse Neville, and former Uhuru member Augustus Romaine were charged with and found guilty of conspiring to defraud the U.S. government and sow division in the country. A conviction carries a minimum 5-year jail sentence. Yeshitela, Hess, and Neville were also accused of acting as foreign agents for Russia and failing to register with the U.S. as such. The jury found them not guilty on that charge. No sentencing date has been announced. The defense said they plan to appeal the conspiracy convictions. Tampa's water department is changing up its disinfection process, but WMNF's Megan Bowman tells us it's only temporary.
A new chemical will be used starting Monday to disinfect the water. The department is calling it routine maintenance. Until October 7th, chlorine will be used in place of the ammonia mixture previously used. The city says the chemical will inhibit the growth of bacteria in water mains, service lines, and the water itself. For people sensitive to chlorine, there are several ways to minimize its impact. You can run a tap for a few minutes before each use, sit out a full pitcher of water for several hours to allow residual chlorine to evaporate, or install a carbon filter on all your faucets. Megan Bowman, WMNF News.
The ACLU and Southern Legal Counsel have filed a joint lawsuit against what they call an unconstitutional misinformation campaign. The group say a website, along with television and radio ads published by the state's Agency for Healthcare Administration, contain false and misleading information about Florida's proposed abortion amendment. Michelle Morton is a lawyer with the ACLU.
We're challenging the misuse of taxpayer dollars to lie to voters about this amendment. This is not what government is supposed to be. That's not what government is supposed to do. This is not normal.
The state argues its website and ads are fact-based and focused on transparency. The ACLU filing comes the day after the Florida Supreme Court agreed to expedite a different case that also challenges the website. Voters will have a chance to weigh in on Amendment 4 on November 5th. If it receives 60% support, it will enshrine the right to abortion in the state constitution. In weather, it's going to be partly sunny today with a high of 90 and a 50% chance of late-day storms. Overnight lows will be in the upper 70s. Partly sunny on Saturday with a 40% chance of afternoon rain and a high of 90. I'm Lisa Marzilli with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.